Anyways, let's go to two other gurus that I see in the life insurance space. And I think it's fair to say, David, that you're a fan of life insurance. And when you look at life insurance, there's like whole life, IUL. You've had videos, you've even said on my show, like, hey, like you like both. You probably would lean more towards the IUL because you're talking a lot about in the retirement income space. And when you look at the data, you're like, hey, IULs when set up and used properly probably are a more efficient, and I can live with the upside with the potential a little bit downside. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but like you're a fan of both, but you're definitely more in the camp of the IUL camp. My question is, there's two other people that heavily promote IULs that I would love to get your thoughts on. One is Doug Andrews, and the other is Curtis Wray. And again, they both have different styles. Curtis Wray takes this MPI approach and pretty much is like, MPI is the thing that is going to change your life. And he's using index universal life in leverage. And again, don't want to put words in his mouth, but he has videos of him literally saying like, fund IUL, use that leverage. And then he looks at the retirement income that could come out of an IUL. I think there's a lot of potential problems I have with that, and I would love to hear your thoughts of what you like, what you don't like. And then Doug Andrews has what he calls the laser fund, and it's very much, again, like, hey, take everything out, put it into life insurance, because an IUL, when set up and used properly, will give you a lot of retirement income. That's all tax-free, and they're saying some things that are true, but they could be saying some things that might not compound well and potentially give a lot of other people that sell life insurance a bad name. These are my words. I'll hand it over to you, and you can say whatever you want to say, or you can decline to comment if you don't want to.
Not very often I decline to comment. So let's start with Curtis Wray. I like him. I've talked to him. I don't consider him a friend necessarily, an acquaintance. And he seems like a nice, reasonable guy. And I think that what he's done with MPI is he's basically found a way to create a spreadsheet in which he can show leveraged variable loans on a life insurance policy. Basically, I don't profess to understand it, maybe even as well as you, but my understanding is you've taken money out by way of a loan, you're putting it right back in so as to maximize arbitrage over time. And when you look at that on paper, when you look at the spreadsheet, it outperforms pretty much anything else out there. Looks very, very sexy. And if what's on the spreadsheet holds true, then what Curtis Wray is saying holds true. You should put all of your money into indexed universal life because you're going to have so much more money on the back end than you otherwise would had you just did, for example, a Roth IRA. So how often in life do things look great on paper, but they don't actually play out all that great in real life? And that is my huge concern with this approach. There's a lot of administration and minutia that have to happen behind the scenes for the client to get the outcome on the back end. And so does the average American have the appetite for all of that administration, taking the loan and then putting it back in? And is the advisor actually going to keep in contact with that person so that 3 years down the road, when they need to increase their death benefit, they can increase their death benefit and then keep track of all these loans? There's a lot of moving parts in this program. And frankly, I think that when you're luring people in with the sexiness of a spreadsheet, it's not even on the official life insurance software. You have to create a spreadsheet that shows how it works because it's not actually compliant to show how it works on the actual software. And so I think that when you have to sort of jerry-rig a spreadsheet to be able to show these types of benefits, it just gives me a little bit of pause. And it's not something I would personally do. It's not something any of my clients personally do. But you understand the appeal of it. And the appeal of it is that if everything plays out like it does on that spreadsheet, you're going to be light years ahead of where you would were you to take, for example, the approach that you and I are preaching. The question is that attainable? And in order for it to be attainable, there's a lot of minutia, a lot of administration, a lot of loaning money out and recontributing it year over year, increasing death benefit, all that stuff down the road. Oh, man, it's just, I get anxious just thinking about it. You know, it's just a lot of
leverage is an amplifier. Leverage is an amplifier, and it can amplify amazing things. but it also can amplify things that if things don't turn out well, it can amplify that as well. And one of my thoughts is like you're taking a safe asset, somewhat safe asset, and you're trying to optimize it, maximize it, like you said. And if it all works out, yeah. But I mean, we've been around long enough to know that things change, and I just, maybe I'm an old soul, but I don't want to take some of someone's safest asset that potentially could be their portion of their bond portfolio and make that be the thing that's, if it works out, is amazing. But if it doesn't, don't even really have a track record to see what's going to happen. Any last comments on that until we go to Doug Andrews?
Nope. Okay, folks, that was part 8 of my interview with financial advisor Caleb Gilliams. In the next 10 years, I'm looking to put 1 million Americans on the road to the 0% tax bracket. If you would like some help implementing a balanced, comprehensive approach to tax-free retirement that shields you from the impact of higher taxes down the road, head on over to davidmcknight.com and click on the Connect with an Advisor button. I'm happy to refer you to an advisor in the Power Zero network that has been trained, vetted, and qualified personally by me. If you're a financial professional and want to learn how to become a certified Power Zero advisor, head over to powerzero.com and opt into my free video series. And if you have any comments or questions, feel free to drop them into the comment section below. I'll respond to every single one of them personally. And don't forget to click like, subscribe, and the bell so you never miss a video. This is David McKnight. I look forward to seeing you on the next video.